It's your host again, Judy Fitzgerald, telling you all things about breast cancer. How we can survive, how we can thrive, how we can just do the best that we can to get through every day and to live a healthy life post-treatment. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about something that, if you've had breast cancer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We survive. This survivor thing is really tricky business. You know you've done everything you can to rid your body of this horrible disease, but when treatment is over, then what? The doctor stops seeing you. People think you don't need help anymore, and that's totally not the case. The hardest challenge that I found, and I feel that many of my breast cancer sisters and brother find, is that it's a stress thinking that that little voice in your head keeps saying, I could come back, I could come back. Suppressing those feelings, suppressing those thoughts are a big challenge, and really form something which we call post-breast cancer stress disorder. And it's not really as widely recognized as it should be. And I think the reason is that we women and the men who are diagnosed, we tend to be caregivers, and we just want everything to be right. And our families want everything to be back to normal, as do we. But acknowledging that you need some help to support you, there's nothing wrong with it. And in fact, when I finally dealt with it, when I finally dealt with the demons in my head, I got counseling, and I also was able to get some medication, which, by the way, also helped with my side effects from Femara. So these two things, as they say, you need to know. Knowledge is power. What you don't know can hurt you in this case, because it is extremely stressful once you are left on your own to survive. I've said before that I read every book I could find by a breast cancer survivor, just to feel like, gosh, I'm not in this alone. And they all said this survivor thing is tricky business. And one survivor said it best of all. She said, you know, the only way you're really going to know if you survive breast cancer is if you die from something else. So, I don't know about you, but I don't want to go to that long of a place or go to that place. So let's talk about it. What do you think? Leave me a comment, please, or I'd like to know if you are in the survivorship part of your breast cancer journey. How do you feel about this? Should there be more emphasis and help, more diagnostic support? Let me know in the comments. So, what was causing my stress? Well, as we all know, we remember the exact date and time that we were diagnosed. And to me, it was a crazy feeling, like I felt that my body had betrayed me. I thought I ate pretty healthy. I really didn't exercise as much as I should have, but I did try to eat pretty clean. Of course, I did love cookies, but we all do everything in moderation, and we can't stop living. It was pretty emotional for me because I had so many memories of so happy times nursing my two sons, and those beautiful memories kept flooding back to me. And I thought, how could these breasts that nursed my children suddenly turn on me at 53 years old. I couldn't understand, and you probably didn't understand. So then, of course, I became afraid. Am I going to die? Am I never going to see my sons get married? Am I never going to see my grandchildren? And then the fear turned to anger. Like, not because I felt, why is this happening to me? I'm no better than anyone else. What I felt like is, why, after all the time I've been walking and racing for the cure, why are we still treating breast cancer the same that we have for the past 20 years or 30 years or more? We still just do surgery and then we poison it with chemotherapy and then we burn it with radiation. Why hasn't someone come up with a better idea than that? I just didn't get it. Again, what do you think? And then after I was angry, I felt really lost. I was like, okay, so my doctor is telling me this is what I should do. And unfortunately, I got way on the internet really quick. There's a lot of good stuff out there, folks, but there's a lot of bad stuff out there too. And I just wanted to learn everything that I could so I could make the best informed decision. And I have learned over the years that we can become our own worst enemy, because I do look back sometimes and think, could I have done this differently? My pathology really gave me the answer that I was really 100% right in getting a double mastectomy, even though at the time the cancer, invasive cancer, had only been diagnosed in the left breast, and I had precancer in the right breast, or stage 0 cancer. So, but as far as my other treatment with tamoxifen and Femara, anyway, don't second guess yourself. That's a really bad road to look at. Look ahead, don't look back. So what did I do? So this stress disorder, at suggestion actually of all my internet research, I decided to keep a journal, because I thought, well, if I keep a journal and 10 years down the road, I'm lucky enough to be alive, then I can always look back and see what those days were like, so I can help others to get through those days for themselves. And I can also look back and say, this is the information that I had, and I did the best with what I was dealt. I made the best decision I could at the time. And as my husband always says, you make the best decision you can, and then you work to make it the right decision. And that's my focus every day, is to learn all I can to prevent my disease from coming back. And that's the purpose of my channel as well, is to share with you what I learn. And I'll tell you that this breast cancer is not a gift, but the amazing journey that I have gotten from having breast cancer, I wouldn't trade it. I'd trade the breast cancer, but I wouldn't trade it. So then the journal became something that, once I met Dr. Tui, I turned into a book. And my book is called A Teacher's Journey, What Breast Cancer Taught Me. And I'll put the link to my book. It's available on Amazon. I'll put the link in the comments. But a lot of women that I've spoken with, that I've counseled upon their diagnosis, have thought, gee, the stress is going to go away when the treatment is over, because nobody likes hospitals, nobody likes needles, nobody likes to take drugs. And they were very surprised that the stress post-treatment was actually at a pretty high level. So, in networking with survivors, I basically found that we each have our own way of dealing with things. I need some water, sorry. And nobody should judge you. But there seems to be a pattern where people like me who feel a need to get out there and tell my story to help others. I never thought it would get to this point as much. But there are those who respect their privacy and just never want to talk about it again. I say this because if you have a friend going through breast cancer, or any type of cancer for that matter, if they don't want to talk about it, let them not talk about it. So the word survivor, again, is tricky business. I'm actually superstitious about calling myself a survivor. I refer to myself as no evidence of disease. Ned. And this means that today, or at my last checkup, right now, I am considered cancer-free. But that could change at any moment. And so, what I've learned is that, and I'm sure you've heard this cliche, the present is a present. And that's why they call it the presence. So stay with that. Cherish every day. Hug your children. Eat ice cream if you feel like it. Although if you look at my website, there's some information about that. But have joy. Have joy. And if you love someone, tell them you love them every day. And I also have a sign in my kitchen that says, have an attitude of gratitude. And it's not always possible, but get help from others. Call on your support system and live your very best life. So, that's my thought for today. Again, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. And I hope you'll join me again. I wish we could meet in person, but I guess this is the next best thing. So, I send you my love. And till next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and may the good Lord continue to bless you. Thank you.